In the dawn sky, before sunrise, a bright light shimmers, brighter than any star, pure and steady, shining like a diamond above the horizon. For thousands of years, humanity has known it as the morning star, Venus, goddess of love and beauty. But behind that beauty lies a world of terror. Venus is Earth's twin in size and gravity, yet it could not be more different in spirit. Beneath its golden clouds lies a realm of endless fire, a planet where heat and pressure crush all that enters, and the air itself is poison. It is a world that defies mercy, a furnace cloaked in light. The very same brightness that made Venus the most radiant object in the night sky conceals an atmosphere of carbon dioxide thick enough to melt lead. If you could descend there, through its shining clouds, you would pass from beauty to destruction, from the illusion of serenity to the heart of planetary hell. And yet, for all its cruelty, Venus holds secrets that may help us understand our own fate. A cautionary tale carved in clouds and acid, a mirror of what happens when a world loses balance. To land on Venus is to face that mirror, to stand at the edge of the possible, and gaze into the fury of our solar system's most dangerous world. Imagine the journey. You approach Venus from orbit, your spacecraft gliding through the perpetual glow of sunlight reflected from its dense clouds. The planet looks serene, soft, veiled in gold and white. There are no oceans, no blue horizons, only the swirling, marbled atmosphere. But the moment you begin your descent, serenity ends. At the top of the atmosphere, 70 kilometers above the surface, the temperature is mild, around room temperature. The air here is thin and cool, and winds circle the planet at hurricane speeds, racing faster than the world itself rotates. You descend lower. The light dims, tinted yellow and amber. The winds scream against your spacecraft, buffeting it as if trying to push it back. You pass through clouds of sulfuric acid droplets, each one capable of eating through unprotected metal. The air becomes thicker, denser, heavier. The pressure grows 10 times, 30 times, 50 times that of Earth. The temperature climbs past 200 degrees Celsius, 300 degrees Celsius, 400 degrees Celsius. The outside of your craft begins to glow red. By the time you reach the surface, the air pressure is 92 times that of Earth's sea level, equivalent to being nearly a kilometer beneath the ocean. The temperature is over 900 degrees Fahrenheit, 475 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt zinc, to soften steel, to destroy even the hardiest electronics within minutes. The atmosphere is almost pure carbon dioxide, laced with nitrogen and clouds of sulfuric acid. You could not breathe it. You could not see far. Only a yellow-orange haze stretching endlessly in every direction. Here, even the sky itself burns dim. If you stepped outside, unprotected, your last moment would be brief. You would not suffocate. You would not burn in flame. You would simply collapse under the crushing weight of the air as heat seared your body in seconds. Venus is not a world you walk upon. It is a world that devours. How did a planet so similar to Earth become so utterly different? Billions of years ago, Venus may have been a paradise. Some scientists believe it once had oceans, shallow seas that shimmered under a younger Sunday. The planet's climate may have resembled early Earth's, with clouds, rain, and the potential for life. But something changed. Slowly, the sun grew brighter. The oceans began to evaporate, and as they did, water vapor, a powerful greenhouse gas, trapped more heat. The surface grew hotter, the atmosphere thicker, the oceans vanished. Volcanoes erupted endlessly, releasing carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide into the sky. Without liquid water to absorb carbon dioxide, the greenhouse effect spiraled out of control. The planet boiled itself alive. Venus became the ultimate warning, a runaway greenhouse world, consumed by its own atmosphere. Today, its surface is a vast volcanic desert, a landscape of cracked plains, mountains, and ancient lava flows. Volcanoes like Mont Mons and Sapas Mons tower above the plains, their slopes covered in molten rock frozen mid-flow. Radar images from spacecraft reveal that Venus's crust may still shift and move. Some regions may even experience active eruptions, bursts of molten rock and gas that rise briefly through the dense atmosphere before vanishing into the haze. The surface, hidden beneath those clouds, is brighter than it should be, suggesting that parts of Venus are still young, perhaps reshaped by recent geologic activity. It is a dead world, and yet it breathes. No human has ever walked on Venus, and none likely will for a long time. The planet's deadly conditions make exploration one of the most daunting challenges in science. Yet we have tried, and a few brave machines have succeeded for a while. In the 1960s and 1970s, the Soviet Union's Venera probes became the first spacecraft to land on another planet. Venera 7 transmitted data from the surface for just 23 minutes before succumbing to the heat and pressure. Venera 13, the most successful, survived for 2 hours, sending back the first color images ever taken from the surface of another world. Those photographs showed a barren, alien landscape, orange rocks, cracked ground, dim sunlight filtered through a yellow haze. The sky glowed like molten brass. It was a glimpse into a place no living creature could endure. Later missions, like Magellan in the 1990s, used radar to peer through the clouds, mapping 98% of the planet's surface in remarkable detail. They revealed a world shaped by volcanoes, canyons, and strange circular structures called coronae, vast domes of uplifted terrain created by forces deep within the planet's mantle. Today, new missions are preparing to return. NASA's Veritas and Da Vinci spacecraft and Europe's Envision will explore Venus in the 2030s, studying its atmosphere, geology, and history to learn how it became what it is. They will search for clues to its past, and perhaps signs of what it once was. Because buried within the story of Venus may lie the fate of every planet that warms too quickly, that loses its balance, that forgets the fine line between life and fire. Venus is not just a world of destruction. It is a warning, a mirror of Earth seen through time. From afar, Venus shines brighter than anything else in the night sky, a beacon of beauty, radiant and unchanging. It rises before dawn and lingers after sunset, outshining all but the moon. Yet beneath that brilliance lies a lesson carved in heat and stone. To stand on Venus would be to experience the end of a world, a vision of what happens when nature turns inward upon itself. The pressure would crush, the heat would suffocate, and the air would burn. It is not merely uninhabitable, it is absolute. And yet, there is something almost poetic about its defiance. Venus endures, its storms eternal, its clouds unbroken, its surface sealed in silence. For billions of years it has turned, unseen beneath its shroud, an ember glowing in the dark. If we could listen, we might hear the slow whisper of its winds, moving through the dense air at only a few kilometers per hour, enough to stir dust heavier than steel. We might hear the static crackle of lightning hidden in the clouds, or the distant rumble of a volcano under the crust. Even in its silence, Venus speaks, not with words, but with warning. It tells us that beauty can hide catastrophe, that even a world so much like our own can fall into ruin if its balance is lost, that the line between paradise and inferno is thinner than we think. Someday, perhaps far in the future, we will return, not to live, but to learn, to send new machines, new eyes, new questions. For in the end, the story of Venus is the story of contrast, of brilliance and darkness, of creation and collapse. It is the reminder that even in the most hostile corners of the cosmos, there is wonder. Venus may be a world of fire, but it is also a mirror, reflecting not just sunlight, but truth. And when we gaze at it from the safety of our skies, we are not just looking at a distant planet. We are looking at what might have been and what, one day, still could be.